I always loved flying. The sound of engines roaring to life, the feeling of the wheels lifting off the tarmac, the world slowly shrinking beneath me. It all felt like freedom. That morning, August 14th, 2005, started like any other flight. I was a flight attendant with Helios Airways. Our route, Larnaca to Athens, then on to Prague. I greeted passengers with a smile, guided them to their seats, helped an elderly woman lift her bag into the overhead. I had no idea that would be the last time I'd see most of their faces alive. My name is Andrew Phillips, and this is how I died. We took off at 9:07 a.m. 30 minutes in, things started going wrong. It began with alarms, lights, then silence, then something I've never experienced on any flight, ice forming on the inside of the cockpit windows. That wasn't normal. And the captain and first officer? They weren't responding. I tried to contact them. Nothing. Just a faint hissing sound. My girlfriend, Harris, also a flight attendant, she looked at me, panic behind her professional calm. Something was terribly wrong with the cabin pressure. And then it hit me too. Hypoxia. The oxygen starvation crept in like a thief in the night, stealing away thoughts, muddling senses. My vision blurred, fingers tingled, brain slowed. Passengers slumped in their seats, unconscious. Children, mothers, couples, my people. I stumbled to my jump seat, pulled on the nearest oxygen mask. Harris was fading, already slouched. I tried to help her. Her eyes fluttered, unfocused. My heart screamed at me to stay with her, to comfort her, to hold her hand. But something inside me, something louder, said, "Get to the cockpit." Now time moved strangely. I drifted between wakefulness and blackout. But I remembered my training. I had some flight hours. Not much, just enough to know how a yoke felt in my hands. 2.5 hours passed. The plane was flying on autopilot, aimless. Fuel burned. We were nearing Athens. 2 Greek fighter jets pulled up beside us. I remember one of the pilots peering into our cockpit, seeing no one conscious at the controls. I knew then, if someone didn't act, this plane was going to crash, probably into a city, a suburb, somewhere full of people. It wouldn't just be the passengers, it would be those on the ground too. Dozens, maybe hundreds. I forced my body forward, oxygen mask tight. The cockpit door had been locked, but the power was failing. Systems flickered. The door clicked open. One mercy in a day without many. Inside, the captain was slumped sideways, the first officer motionless. The controls were unresponsive. I took the seat. I knew I had minutes. Fuel was nearly gone. Engines were stuttering. I radioed. "Mayday, Mayday, this is Helios 522. Andrew Phillips speaking. The pilots are incapacitated. Everyone is unconscious. I'm trying to control the aircraft." No answer. I tried again. I saw Athens sprawling beneath me in the haze. Mountains to one side, city to the other. If I could just steer it toward the hills. Then the first engine failed. Then the second. We were a stone now, falling from the heavens. I said a prayer, to God, to my father, to Harris, to anyone who could hear me in the sky. And then the plane made impact, the metal clashes down and compresses against me. Then the world went white. I opened my eyes, but it wasn't smoke or clouds or wreckage I saw. I was standing in a field of absolute silence, not a single gust of wind. The air was still, thick with something unspoken, and he stood there, cloaked in shadows, with a scythe in one hand and eyes as deep and empty as a starless night. The Grim Reaper. He didn't speak, not with words, but I felt his voice inside my bones.
"You were brave, Andrew."
"I didn't do enough," I whispered, my voice cracked. "I didn't save them." He nodded solemnly.
"The passengers could not be. We spared those on the ground. Instead of doing nothing, you chose to try. That matters."
I saw them then, the faces of the passengers, calm now, no longer panicked, no longer afraid. Harris stood among them, her eyes warm, filled with something between pride and sorrow. The Reaper extended a hand. I hesitated. Then I asked him, "Where are we going?" He didn't answer. But somehow I already knew.